Dear viewers, you're welcome to another episode of The Current. My name is Frida, as usual, your host, and thank you for joining me. Today is a very special program because there have been several issues around the Arewa youth quit notice given to the Igbos to leave Nigeria. There's really a lot of controversies, and we want to be dwelling on this issue. Before I go straight to that, I would also want to state here on air, and I tried to get the federal government to comment on this. I called Femi Additional, the SSA media, to the presidency, and his response was, Frida, I can't talk about this. I called Garba Shehu as well, and he refused to comment on this. I also called the first PRO, who also refused. He actually stated that because of the political direction it's taken, he cannot comment on this, and that is the reason why we want to consider this issue. Very soon we'll open our phone lines to get our viewers comment on this issue, because I spoke with a chief of a particular community who told me that this was what happened when this was what triggered the first civil war, and how this was exactly the tune. So everybody is being careful, everybody is watching and not wanting to comment on this. And also the federal government has not placed any arrest. There have been no arrest whatsoever for inciting, for the words that was released by the Arewa youth, which was inciting, and so many supports from some northern leaders is beginning to raise a lot of issue. And that's what we are going to be discussing in today's program. I don't want you to go away. Just stay back there. I'll take a short break, and when I'm back, I'll bring you my guests. In case you're just joining us, this is The Current. Like I said, we'll be talking about the Arewa youth quit notice on the Igbos. It's very sensitive, and it's a very sensitive issue. Just like I said at the introduction of this program, nobody, no federal government agency, nobody representing the federal government wants to comment. Everybody is being careful, because this was the same issue that triggered up the Civil War. I'll be opening the phone line soon, but before I do that, I have a special guest in the house. It's a privilege to have him. Every time I call, he's always available. Honorable Ebenezer Oyetakin is the author of the book. What's the title of that book?
Nigeria, a giant in search of her destiny.
Yeah, it's nice to have you around, sir.
Thank you.
Everybody has been very careful. Nobody wants to talk about this. This is the first topic in my years of doing this program that nobody wants to comment about. So what do you have to say about the quick notice that Arewa youth gave to the Igbos?
I must say this. Let us take it this way. You will not appreciate light until you have experienced gross darkness. You will not appreciate peace until you have been placed on the state of war and anarchy. I think we just have to be very, very careful, because most of these things, they are not the way they appear in the surface. They are not the way they appear in the surface. As a matter of fact, the calls by various groups, Arewas, Biafras, and the rest of it, I consider them as a storm in teacup. But the worrisome aspect of it is when leaders that ought to guide these youth properly begin to ride upon the youthful exuberance of these people to make some certain pronouncements. And when you diligently look at these leaders we are talking about, these were leaders that were spoon-fed to go to school on the basis of Nigerian nation. These were the leaders the Nigerian nations paid their scholarships. These were leaders that graduated even at the secondary school level. B2 is waiting for them, employment is waiting for them. These were the same leaders that destroyed the fabric of the national educational system to the extent that our youth will graduate and they will be walking the streets for years because these leaders did not do what they ought to do. Most of them are in retirement and speaking discordant voices, riding upon youthful exuberance to pledge allegiance to ethnicism and the rest of it. I think they're supposed to know that they are bearing the burden of gross irresponsibility and betrayal of national sovereignty. And it is most unfortunate. They should retrace their step and call themselves to order, because we are better together as one. We are better together as one. If there is an attack in Adamawa, before it gets to Kogi State, the entire nation would have rallied around against it and overwhelmed it. This is the power of the Nigerian nation. Our population, our size is our defense. We should value it. We should not allow some certain miscreantic youthful exuberance to drive our national developmental aspirations and goals. We should reclose to ourselves and ask ourselves, what do we actually want? We have come of age as a nation. We are over half a century of a nation. As a matter of fact, we are more than a century, but our independence has transcended half of a century. So we should call ourselves to God together and cultivate the virtues of self-discipline, self-accommodation, mutual respect, and mutual trust. If we do this, I don't think, because you see, look at it. The people advocating for Biafra, they went to national conference, France, under Jonathan. They didn't lift a finger for Biafra. The people that are saying, quit notice, they went. They participated in that conference. Nobody lifted a hand. We have a National Assembly in place, populated by Igbo, Hausa, Yorubas, and every other tribes. So the sovereignty of Nigeria is absolute, and we must defend that sovereignty. All of these things are as a result of what our educational system has turned to. When we were in school, even from our primary school level, we began to romance with civics. We began to learn about one another. History of, Kanuri Empire, Bono Empire, all of that, or your empire. We were studying things about ourselves. Then we studied about nationalism and how government should run, through civics. But today, all of those things are not in place because the people we entrusted with the destiny of the nation, they destroyed even the public schools that had this prerogative of harmonizing us. They now built, some certain liability of knowledge called schools, so that you don't have a place to exercise, you don't have a field to even practice sports and physical education in them. You have multiple private schools that are so expensive, and yet people are trading, in the name of education, they are trading away knowledge. And that is what we are reaping the fruitage. But we can correct the system.
One of the things, according to the press release that was made available by the Arewa youths, they said they were tired. One of the things they said was that they were tired of the Igbos agitating for Biafra. That it's this agitation is becoming too much, especially the sit-at-home time. That period they had to sit at home. Nobody, there was no business transaction. Nobody could pass through the Igbo states and all that. That it has become worrisome. And if they want Biafra, that was how peaceful their statement was. But it rose a lot of political controversies, especially with politicians backing. So what do you have to say? Do you think that the Arewa youth should be supported on this drive?
Let me say this. The Arewa youths, they do not mean what they are saying. They only did it as a response to what the IPOB, I will not say the IPOB, in the name of Biafra, what they did, Arewa youths is only responding to it. The Arewa and the IPOB or the Biafra, or we call them, they do not make up Nigeria. You have multiple dialects and tribes. You have the Yorubas, and if you listen to the broadcast of the Arewa youth, they continue to mention the Igbo, the Igbo, the Igbo. They did not make a single mentioning of the Yoruba nation and the rest of it. That underscores the fact that they did not mean what they are saying. They are only responding and say, we are tired of these shenanigans from the other youths, full exuberance axis, and that their political leadership, they fell short of correcting them. Do we not have governors in the southeast? Do we not have senators in the southeast? How did they allow such a degenerate how do they allow that degenerate that led to a call for sit at home, and they dried up the entire street where they have governors and the rest of it? They should be ashamed of themselves. You know, the sovereignty of a nation is absolute. It's absolute. It's not something to be toyed with, because if you violated the sovereignty and it is degenerated into another thing, and that kind of a thing, those who will want to defend the sovereignty, they will defend it violently and aggressively. And when that happens, you will be very shocked that most of these elderly people that are igniting this fire, and some of the miscreant politicians that are hiding under them, they have their private jet ready. The moment they use these youths, most of them have no international passport. The moment they use them to create crisis and anarchy, they will flee the nation at the sound of even gunpowder. The missile has not fly. So when you look at all of this, we should just tell them, we can only appeal to the Arewa youth. We understand your thoughts. Please pull back. And to the IPOB, let us be responsible. Let's develop mutual trust, mutual understanding, and cultivate respect for one another. The manifest destiny of Nigerian nation is that is so important, not only to we Nigerians alone, but to Africa. Africans are looking up to a Nigeria that will translate into a bulwark of liberty and freedom for the continent. And here we are contending along the path of divisive politics. All of these things is just about divisive politics. It has nothing to do with the reality of Nigeria. Though there are international interests that felt, oh, this country, the day this country will have a leader that can navigate them effectively, we will no longer be able to control it. So let us see if we can sabotage them. There are international influence in all of this, but any responsible political leadership must be able to trace all of this. You must be able to trace all of this, put them in the right perspective, do the right thing, be assertive in defense of the national sovereignty. That is what we must do.
We'll just take a short break, and when we're back, we'll open our phone lines so you could call in and make your contributions to this issue. Please don't go away. case you're just joining us, this is The Current, and we're talking about Arewa's youth quit notice on the Igbos. We're opening the phone lines now, so you could call in. Meanwhile, we had a guest, Honorable Ebenezer is here, and we've been dealing on this issue. He has actually been advocating for peace in the country and advocating that the youth should calm down, that whatever the issues are, they should be retrieved and there should be calmness. And also to remind us that this was what triggered this last civil war, and nobody wants such an occurrence. And that's the reason why. And if I also want to say, if you want to be part of this program in any form, you want to support or partner with me, you can reach me. My numbers will soon be on your screen after this number. You can reach me on my number, my WhatsApp number, sending WhatsApp messages. You can reach me also on my Twitter handle. You can tweet me at FridaOkira1. You can also reach me in other forum. But meanwhile, let me just take this call. There's a call coming in. Just as you can see the lines on your screen, you can just call up. Hello? Good afternoon, dear. How are you? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Richard. I'm calling from Abuja in Medema.
Okay. So what do you have to say about what we've been discussing about?
Yes, I think that the young man is a good point because yesterday we spoke Roger Okorocha said he made a podcast concerning this issue. The Arewa youth made those pronouncements because of the outcry of the iPod. It as a response of what they have been agitating. Every part of this country has their own agitation. If everybody come into agitate, this country will not continue. It is as a response of what the iPod will say. And if you look at that, they are not wrong because this outcry will want to go. They are going in out of proportion. So with this, if like the man said, they have governors in their domain, they have elders in their domain, they have traditional rulers. If these people are combating on this thing and they are not advising them not to do it, that means they have interest, they are interested in what they are doing, and it's not good for this nation. We are all one. We should see ourselves as Nigerians, not where do you come from? I come from this, I come from the north. We are all Nigerians. We see ourselves as Nigerians first, and so that this country we grow and we forget about all this sectionalism in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your contribution. God bless you. The line is still on the screen. You can still call up to contribute. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, that one has cut off. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Doris.
Okay.
I'm calling from Metro Plaza.
Okay, Doris. What's your contribution? What's your take on the
The
topic?
contribution that they not need. It does that mean why with everything Arewa, is it the only Arewa that is Nigeria? What of other states, which is Ududuwa? Will they say something about it? So it's just that everything, the Northerners are causing problem in this country. They want to show themselves that they have power of all those things. So we should stop thinking ourselves that we are not one Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate. Really. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
DJ, calling from City.
Okay. What do you have to say about the Arewa call out?
Actually, Nigeria needs prayer. What is happening in this country? It's just like when we are, just like the father. When you allow your children to be leading you, you will have problems. Nigeria needs to consult the children we have at home. Because sometimes the way we talk, we are not talking as a child. Because when you will be your child, after you will be your father, you need to listen to what people are saying before you make a comment. Instead of us to make a comment, so we need to watch it. This is not the way I that's the way. That's the way
Hello? I think there was a network issue. One of the things everyone has been making reference to is the unity of the country. Everybody wants us to still unite. But do you think with the trending issues around, do you think we can really work together, we can really unite?
Let me tell you, Nigeria and Nigerians are very united. Forget all of these things. It is a political drama. It is political drama. Look at Nnamdi Kanu, for example. He campaigned vigorously and rigorously. And I knew personally most of his aides, people that works with him, that also formed various organizations, some grassroots youth mobilization for Jonathan and that. If Jonathan had won, would they have been doing this? So which means they have a political sponsorship. I also received a report in my office yesterday about how some advocacy in the north also came to be through sponsorship and that kind of a thing. So the truth of the matter is that let us abandon all of these superficial cleavages and embrace. If we meet ourselves on the international airport, you need to see how we embrace this ourselves and the rest of it.
Sir, can we take one more?
Okay, please do.
Hello? Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from
Eh? You said? I can hardly. Okay, what's your take on the issue we are discussing? Okay, fine, I heard you. What's your take on the issue we are discussing?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, please speak.
I don't think. Okay.
Speak.
All right. Hello?
It's like you're not hearing us.
It's like he's standing close to his TV.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is God on the line.
Okay, where are you calling from?
Calling from Utetu.
Okay. What's your take about what we're discussing?
So, actually, what we are discussing, hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Okay, my contribution is that, are we really in Nigeria? We are talking about united here. Are we united? There's a difference between united and we are one. Are we Nigeria? And are we one? So we need to be very conscious of what is happening in this country if we are one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate.
We are Nigerians and we are one. We have 36 states and 37 states, including Abuja, and we all come to the center to collect our revenues. And we are Nigerians, we are one.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Adejo. I'm calling from Abuja.
Oh, fine.
Yeah,
What's...
my sister.
Yes.
The Arewa is not the most problem we are having in Nigeria now. Hello.
I can hear you. Oh, he was talking. I guess the
Please
network.
call back if
The
you can.
network took him away. Hello. This is a new person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm coming from Abuja.
Okay, what's your take on what we are discussing?
That's what I wanted to add up what you're saying currently is about the current problem that is happening between the Biafran issue and the Arewa.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there is a problem between the Biafran and the Arewa. We are still to the same message with the Biafran people and the Arewa people the same time. They are still to the same truth and we drink the same water with them. But some of the politicians do they want it for those boys to educate about Biafran. And I don't know the meaning of Biafran. This thing happened for the time. We went to send food with some people, and at the same time, we are born in the north. Our fathers are from the west, but we are born in the north, and we don't know west anymore. But now, this education they are making about Biafra, I don't think it will help us. Because the whole issue we are discussing now cannot even get out anything. We don't have problem with ourselves. We see the dialect. We reside in the same house. We rent in the same place. We stand in the same place. I don't know where this thing is coming from.
Thank you very much.
So
This is
what the present government is saying about all these things. I don't think it's people are saying about it. We don't have problem personally.
this is the height, this is the level we can go. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. We're out of time. This is the level we can go on this program. Thank you very much, Engineer. Honorable Ebenezer, for being on this program. And I also want you to send me a WhatsApp message or send a call or a text message to me if you want to be a part and you want to keep seeing this program on air. You have to do that. Thank you very much for joining me. Next week, till I come your way with another interesting episode. Remember, we are one, and our strength is in our unity. Stay focused and stay together.
This is ITV. Certainly the best.